we've been talking about Kamala Harris doing disastrous interview after disastrous interview, but leave it to the regime news media to embarrass itself even more. They've gone one level up, maybe a few levels up. It's now become clear that 60 Minutes did a crazy editing job just to try to make its interview with Kamala seem coherent. Take a look at this headline. It ran in many papers worldwide yesterday. One question, two answers. Kamala Harris's CBS's 60 Minutes interview sparks row. And you can say that again. A big row. Let's talk about it with our next guest. We had Daily Signal Editor-in-Chief, Rob Bluey. Rob, always good to see you. Look, this is becoming a real scandal for CBS. And when you put the two answers side by side, the edited version that they showed in the 60 Minutes piece, and then the one that they released online, you get two totally different impressions.
Well, good morning, David. And you are absolutely correct. Those of us who work in the news business probably suspected something was a little off when it came to that CBS interview. You saw that the answers were pretty tight on Kamala Harris's part, not necessarily her standard approach when it comes to the word salad that we're all accustomed to. And so I am glad that CBS is getting called on the carpet for this. They deserve scrutiny. Frankly, the American people don't trust these legacy corporate media outlets exactly for this reason. They are hiding things from the American people and doing their best to defend Democratic politicians like Kamala Harris, and they deserve more scrutiny.
Rob, but this isn't the only scandal at CBS News. The network is also being shamed by true journalism experts for reprimanding one of its reporters for simply asking firm but fair questions to an anti-Israel professor on the CBS Morning News show. And those critics are not alone. As the chairwoman of CBS's parent company has made clear, Shari Redstone says CBS made a mistake in rebuking Ta-Nehisi Coates on the interview and saying Tony did a great job. Of course, Redstone was talking about reporter Tony Dokoupil. I hope I'm saying that right. Rob, can CBS ever regain its credibility? Sorry, it's been a long time since I watched CBS.
I don't blame you. And you are one of many Americans who've turned off CBS for good reason. Remember, it was 20 years ago during the 2004 presidential campaign leading up to that election between George W. Bush and John Kerry, when CBS was again in the hot seat precisely because Dan Rather went on 60 Minutes and presented fake documents to try to take down George W. Bush's campaign. This is nothing new when it comes to CBS. I am not surprised that they are in turmoil over there. I thought, frankly, Tony's questions of Ta-Nehisi Coates were perfectly legitimate. I mean, he is a quite radical left-wing activist who's had this new book, which, as Tony said, belongs in the backpack of radicals, given some of the things that you find in it. The fact that Shari Redstone had to come out and condemn some of the leaders at CBS for their reprimand of Tony, I think is a good sign that there's at least some common sense over there. But frankly, I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's why you see more and more people turning off these establishment organizations, going to places like Real America's Voice and the Daily Signal, because that's where they can get news that they can trust.
You know, Rob, I have to tell you, I love having you on the show because I love the last name Bluey, because when my daughter Lily was a baby, for whatever reason, it was always Bluey, red, white, and Bluey. Red was red, white was white, blue was Bluey. Rob Bluey, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.